Welcome back to Serious Meme Analysis, and we're looking at another Ben Garrison one because he seems to be the only person still making right-wing memes. This one, as you can see, is the bastard love child of a swamp and a sink with a chain plug, in which a Trumpian figure pulls the plug, therefore draining said swamp. In case that's a little bit too abstract for you, Ben has titled the cartoon Drain the Swamp. Thanks, Ben. This swamp clearly provides life to a wide variety of species, so it's a shame it has to go this way, but obviously democracy takes precedence in this case. At first glance, I just ask how did Trump manage to pull the plug without wetting his jacket sleeves? Or even his fingers? Granted he tugs by the chain, but the plug shouldn't float on the water, so the chain would be wet too. I'm not sure if it's the artist's intention, but Trump looks like he's attending a funeral with his neat jacket, white shirt and black tie. The tie, by the way, is far neater than I've ever seen Trump tie his tie. I suppose it is a funeral of some sorts, as if Trump was to get rid of all of the things depicted he would be stuck having to do some actual work, and that sounds hard. He also seems to have no legs. Swamps only appear on very flat ground, as they are produced when water is stagnant, so Trump can't just be standing downhill as he appears at first glance. It's unclear what sort of accident destroyed his legs, but maybe it explains his fear of stairs. Now let's look at the smaller pictures within the picture. Here we see Hillary Clinton flailing to avoid going down the plug hole. Where does the plug hole lead? We can't be sure. Maybe it's why she's hiding in the woods. Maybe it led there. But why is Hillary in the swamp? I was led to believe draining the swamp implies removing the corruption from Washington. Seeing as Clinton lost the election, I don't see why she'd still be relevant. Likewise, the fish Obama. Why he's a fish, nobody knows. Something aquatic, I guess. Obama is no longer in office. I would suggest he's at least low priority for the draining. Oddly, Obama seems to be swimming towards the hole too. Like I wouldn't expect a fish to know how to avoid a hole, but he went to Harvard Law School. He should have some logical reasoning skills. As we scoot round, notice how the water is made of war, crime, and corruption, because it's too complicated if you just say drain the swamp. You must write the words too. Interestingly, Jeb Bush is a turtle, which I'm led to believe is because he's low energy. Also, he once tried to compare himself to the tortoise from Aesop's fable, The Tortoise and the Hare. Tortoises famously aren't turtles, they have legs rather than flippers and are much slower. Again, Jeb is swimming with the tide, which seems misguided, and again I don't know why Bush is in this, he's never held federal office. Here we have the three blind mice, or the three journalistic rats. Rats famously known to report the news. Good on CNN for making the cut, because I'm not sure that they're in the same league as the two newspapers of record. The Washington Post rat looks fairly calm though, maybe they have info the others don't. There's also an alligator with the word lies written on its belly. It's unclear if it was killed by lies, or its death is a lie, or if it's just lying in the water to relax, but it looks dead for sure. This part is curious. Thanks to the label, we can be confident this is John Podesta, a man famous for either once booking a party at a pizza place or orchestrating a paedophile ring, depending on if you live on Earth or in Kyrgyzstan. Podesta has an outboard motor on his boat, so again we must beg the question, why doesn't he turn around? Second, we have a jet of water coming through the hole in the boat, which is very odd. First of all, is Garrison suggesting WikiLeaks is part of the swamp? It's coming from the same body of water after all. Second of all, water simply doesn't work this way. A tall jet from under the hull of a boat only occurs when the boat is very big, displacing a lot of water, so the pressure at the leak is much higher than inside the boat. Then there's the fact that the boat is already full of water. Why would there be a jet coming out of the water already there? This cartoon doesn't seem to obey any of the laws of fluid dynamics. Here are the last two beings left in the swamp. Former President Clinton, again not currently holding federal office. I don't know Bill personally, but it would seem a very odd fashion choice for him to walk around with a life ring adorned with the word rapist. I could see that maybe flying in the hipster community, but not for a former governor of Arkansas. Alongside him, the only actual government official in the entire cartoon, Paul Ryan, riding the famously small aquatic animal known as the African elephant. Strangely, Ryan seems to be dunking the head of the elephant under the water, thus destroying his only chance of escaping the liquid tornado. To finish off this video, we must pay attention to a little window dressing. First, there's this little frog on a lily pad to signify Trump voters. I'm fairly confident that lily pad is floating on the same body of water that is taking everyone else down, yet the frog seems oblivious to the danger. This is by far the cleverest political cartoon of the Trump administration so far, demonstrating how people are ploughing visceral support behind a man that will only go on to destroy them. And here, off to the side, is famous capitalist and philanthropist George Soros, who occasionally transforms into an owl to monitor how his projects are going like an undercover boss.